Ganesha was born on the fourth day of waxing moon period that falls between August and September. When a son was born to Shiva and Parvati, they invited all the gods to give blessings. But of all the gods who attended the feast, God Shani refused to see the baby. He feared that bad luck would befall the baby, but Shiva and Parvati insisted to bless him. When Shani hesitantly turned towards the baby, the newborn immediately decapitated, that is, separation of head from the body. Vishnu advised Shani to replace the baby's head with the first living creature he would come across. Shani then replaced Ganesha's head with the head of Indra's white elephant, Airavat. Ganesha is also known as Ayodhya, the one who is not born from the womb. Once goddess Parvati went to Shiva and told him that she wants a child, but Shiva, being a hermit, was not interested in worldly life. So Parvati decided to give birth to a child without a father, thus named Vinayak, one who is born without a Nayak or a man. Parvati created Ganesha in Shiva's absence out of a sandalwood paste and put him to guard while she was bathing. When Ganesha did not let Shiva enter, out of anger, Shiva severed Ganesha's head. Seeing this, Parvati took the form of Kali and threatened to destroy the world. Shiva implanted the head of an elephant Airavat on Ganesha and brought him back to life. The idea of Ganesha is reinforced by the story of his birth. Ganesha represents the union of two opposites. The enraged Kali changes to calm Gauri or Durga and becomes domestic, while Lord Shiva, who is a hermit and who didn't want a child, becomes a householder. Thus Ganesha invokes a balance between the two. By invoking his name, Ganesha fulfills all wishes and brings happiness to his devotees. Ganesha is lord of prosperity and happiness and has wives named Riddhi and Siddhi. As per Ganesha Purana, Riddhi and Siddhi were born from the mind of Brahma. Riddhi symbolizes prosperity and thus Ganesha is associated with goddess Lakshmi. Siddhi symbolizes perfection and knowledge, thus Ganesha is associated with goddess Saraswati. Both are an intrinsic part of Lord Ganesha. It is said that Ganesha had to face his brother Kartikeya, who was the general of Devloka, to win the hands of Riddhi and Siddhi in marriage. Another story says that when Ganesha grew too naughty for other gods to handle, Brahma created Riddhi and Siddhi so Ganesha could marry them and be happy. Ganesha and Riddhi Siddhi have two sons, Shubh and Labh. They are representatives of auspiciousness and profit. Ganpati means Ganoka Raja, which is leader of a group. We found his name in the Vedas 4000 years ago but was not popular. The idols of Ganpati started in the late Puranic era, approx 1500 years ago, in the form of seals during Indus Valley civilization. Ganesha became very important later during Adi Sankaracharya, where a whole group of people just focused on praying Lord Ganesha, and through him they tried to invoke the name of God. In Maharashtra, the Maratha Empire came into existence in the 17th century. The Peshwas and the Holkars had their Kuldevat, cherished divinity Ganesha, and they took his puja along with them. Due to Maratha confederacy, Ganesha stories, images, and idols became very famous. Thus, Ganesh Chaturthi, the festival of Lord Ganesha, started in India and is one of the largest and most auspicious festivals celebrated across the globe.
You have heard and seen about the popularity behind Ganesh Chaturthi festival celebrated in India. But do you know why we do Visarjan of idols? We have always observed that on the last day of the festivals, the idols are immersed in the water. Idol immersion is an integral part of every festival as it symbolizes the human life cycle. After death, our bodies perish and dissolve into the earth, and we get fresh new bodies after we are reborn. The crafting of idol every year signifies creation. The clay used to make the idols give the idols a definite form. The immersion of idols is also symbolic as the form of Akar becomes the formless or Nirakar. We all know that the supreme truth is timeless and formless. Thus, the structure of gods that we see in festivals becomes formless with immersion. Now we will talk about Lord Ganesha and the symbolism around him. Each and every part what he portrays has a deep meaning. Ganesha is symbolized with an elephant because elephant is an expensive animal so associated with prosperity, plus he is also powerful. Also, elephant has a great strong memory. Thus, Ganesha is a combination of prosperity, knowledge and power. Ganesha's pot belly is associated with a trader or sahukar, so he manages his wealth, plus he is also associated with a Brahmin, that is symbolizes knowledge. Ganesha's hands have different things which represent different meaning. On one of his hands you will find Ankush, that is the elephant hook, to push and pull a very powerful thing like elephant. You will also find a Parash, that is a axe. Axe is a symbol of analysis, to break down a problem into small things. Also you will find a Pash, that is a string or a loop. A loop is a symbol of synthesis, that is bringing together all intellectual ideas. And Ganesha's mouse, which is also called his Vahan. For an agricultural country like India, the biggest enemy of a farmer is a mouse, as he creates lot of problems. So mouse symbolizes the problems of life, tamed and controlled by Ganesha. Another representation is that Lord Ganesha has a belt around his belly made up of snake, that is called a Nagpash, but still he doesn't eat the mouse. Thus, the predator as well as the prey both are happily together staying with the god. Thus, an idea of staying happily together is represented by him without any fear. So, after hearing everything about Lord Ganesha, what do we conclude? Ganesha is the most popular god in Hinduism in recent times. Ganesha is worshipped before one starts any project. Hence, Ganesha is equal to remover of all obstacles and unforeseen hurdles. Thus, Ganesha represents a life full of power and prosperity without any problems. The form of Ganesha is a container of an idea. Ganesha is worshipped because the idea that he invokes is something that Hindus aspire for. Ganesha also invokes a balance between a mortal body and an immortal head. This human body created by her mother on earth represents the material world, which is impermanent, going through cycles of death and rebirth. His elephant head, secured by his father from the gods, represents spiritual world, which is permanent. Thus, due to his inbound knowledge and teachings, Lord Ganesha is always truly in our hearts.